Center Stepdad here. I'm been thinking, since a lot of schools don't teach the Constitution very well, that I take it upon myself to give my statements on each article of the Constitution. And we're going to start with the first one. Congress shall make no law respecting establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Before going further, I want to follow up the definition of abridge. Abridge, shorten a piece of writing without losing the sense. The introduction is abridged from the author's afterwards to the novel. Now, in law, which the Constitution is more of law, it means curtail a right or a privilege. Even the right to free speech can be abridged, which the First Amendment, it says you cannot do that. And so, and as you see, all the similar shorten, cut, curtail, truncate, lessen, trim. It says Congress shall make no law, or abridging the freedom of speech. So, abridging the freedom of speech. So, what I'm saying is that, like, the Department of Misinformation, that was abridging of, that was a thing that was against the First Amendment. And I mean, it means it doesn't matter what church there is, that what church you go to or religion you support, you have the right to go and do that, and the government cannot tell you to that you cannot worship. And I believe those places that told you cannot go to a place of worship because of COVID were in violation of the First Amendment. And then these companies that are well, I should say social media companies that are saying, hey, we're going to do this because you're providing false information. We're going to ban you. That is a violation of their First Amendment. And now, I understand the reason why they say peaceably to assemble, meaning they can go somewhere and protest and make their voices heard. Now, rioting, any form of violence is not actually peaceful. It is not covered by the First Amendment. And there's been so many things I've come across. I don't know how much of them are fully true, but if it's true, these people need to be removed. Those that called for violence against their opponents, political opponents. I mean, protesting out on someone's private property is not legal. A sitting president telling another country to stop peaceful protesters from protesting because it's going to affect the economy. And a letter come from some organization trying to consider parents who are being vocal about what is being taught in schools, calling them domestic terrorists, is wrong of the government and wrong of any teachers union that supported that. And yes, you may have the right to peacefully and the freedom to state your opinion. It is not free of approach. So if someone doesn't agree with it, they have every right to peacefully argue with you about your opinion. You can't just say it's harassment because they disagree with your opinion. Stuff like harassment, threats of violence are not covered under the First Amendment. I see Elon's taken over of Twitter and trying to be as free speech as possible. Yet people are attacking him because they think it's going to be turned into a lawless site. And even with the government trying to get involved is an issue. And I believe Section 230 needs to be redone. The current Section 230 has allowed pretty much these sites to become publishers rather than a platform. YouTube has proven to be it has not proved to be a platform when it tends to hide certain people because their political views do not align with theirs. And I am actually exercising my free speech here, bringing you my points of view in this video and my statements when it comes to political stuff. And that Department of Misinformation was definitely illegal. Well, I shouldn't say illegal, definitely against the Constitution. And I know that China, a lot of the people in China right now wish they had the ability to speak their minds about the COVID lockdowns. And I know I've gotten people who came after me for my beliefs about the Second Amendment. And I'm okay with them coming after me, but going after my family is a whole different story. So, let's just say I kept it kind of civil until they attacked my family. And then that's when the gloves came off. You can come and attack me all you want, but once you go after my family, the gloves come off. And if we do not stand up to keep our rights, we're going to end up losing them. And I personally think as of right now, the Democrats have been the ones more towards removing rights slowly. So, but I'm not saying Republicans are perfect either. It's just the Democrats have tried to attack both the First and the Second Amendment constantly. And before I say this, speech you do not like is not hate speech. Hate speech is hate speech. So I state an opinion and you don't like it and you call it hate speech, you're part of the problem.